What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Jam with J Money, man. I'm J Money. That's my guy, Jordan Sharp. What's up, Jordan? Everything cool with you? You ready to get to some money today?
Yes, sir, man. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday, but seems like everything went pretty good with your picks outside of that max play, which we were talking about. Man, I did the same thing yesterday. Had a pretty good day. Cashed a couple plays. Missed one on the Boston Philly first half, but ended up cashing big on the Wolves. That was one of my best plays yesterday. Ended up jumping on OKC +4. That was nice. Had the under in that game, but then just Purdue last night crushed me. That was my biggest play of the day. Had another big prop bet on Sekou. I can't say his last name for Detroit, but the rookie, and he ended up being in foul trouble, which fucked that over. So it was up and down day. Not too bad of a loss though. So it was only small, but it was a little frustrating. Purdue going into double overtime and not cashing last night at 5.5 underdogs. They should have won that game outright. That was the biggest stinger last night for me. But yeah, not a bad last week or so of NBA picks for me. I'm going to try to keep it rolling tonight. Don't have any official yet, but got a couple leans that I might end up jumping on. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. How about you? How you doing?
Yeah, everything cool. Everything cool, man. Yeah, we'll talk about yes, just 4 games slate yesterday. It's a definitely game that I got to talk to you about today, man, for sure. But the Cavs they get it done over there in overtime yesterday. Get the dub by they beat the Pistons by 3 points. We know that little home and home. You know what I'm saying? I don't blindly bet. I didn't bet it yesterday. I still think that the Pistons are better than the Cavs, but I mean they came to play yesterday. And the Pistons were up by double digits for a while in that game, and then the Cavs surged in the second half, and then went to OT and got the win. So I mean, they deserve credit there. Got the win there, 115-112 in Detroit. The Celtics take the loss over there to the 76ers. Kind of great. It's tough because they covered the first quarter and first half. It was up by what 7 at the end of the first half. And then the second half was just absolutely brutal, man. They was even up 3 at the end of the third quarter, and then got outscored 32 to 18 in the fourth quarter. Absolutely brutal, man. Now they lose all three games to the 76ers this year, and they lose that one without Embiid, man. So I mean, it happens. It's something I would have bet again, but I didn't think there was no way that the Celtics would have lost the game. But hey, like I always say, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. So we got the Blazers here. The Blazers. I was on the Timberwolves. Told you guys about the Timberwolves there, plus the 1.5, plus the 2.5, and then they go in there and get it done versus the Blazers, 116-102 in this spot. So I mean, it was pretty easy win there for the Timberwolves. Whiteside did end up playing in that win, and then it didn't really matter. So we got the Rockets. The Rockets take that L, man. I was on OKC. I didn't take a big play or anything. It was on OKC plus the 4. And then I saw Gordon ruled out. I didn't even know that he was going to be out when he got ruled out. I saw that later. You know what I'm saying? I really would have put a little bit more on OKC, but it's all good. OKC cashed the money line. Russell Westbrook got a nice little ovation there, but they only mustered up 92 points in OKC, and that game went under as well. Cashed the under in that one as well. Had some college picks yesterday too. Had about 5 college picks. They went 4-0-1, only one push on the Idaho game. So they end up losing by 3. But Delaware got the cash. UTSA smacked the shit out of them boys. Louisiana Tech was getting 6 points. Home dog and then California got it done. Was leaning towards San Francisco State off of that one, but that one cashed as well. And I tell my boy Tease and cash that Hofstra plus the 5. That was easy casher as well, man. Let's get to the card today, man. We got the Hawks. This first game in slate, we got the Hawks versus the Wizards. I know this line was going all over the place. I know that the Hawks are the better team there. It's looking like Bertan's coming back today, right? Jordan Bertan's
Yep.
coming back.
Yeah.
For the Wizards. Bill's still questionable in this spot. Obviously, it's going to be when he's announced in or out, this spread is going to move. So I mean, whatever you like now, you might as well go ahead and get on it, because if you like the Hawks, you might want to get on it now. I mean, if Bill's ruled in, well, I can't say if you like the Hawks. That's the thing, though. If Bill's ruled in and you like the Hawks, you know what I'm saying? You still like him. You're going to get a little bit of a better number, especially if you like him on the money line. Hawks been playing some better ball here of late. I think that they're, even though they got a worse record, I mean, and it's crazy because they were trying to get Drummond. You know what I'm saying? They hadn't really quit over there. And know that if they want to keep Trae Young, they got to, you know what I'm saying, show some fight or do something. He's not really one of those players. He's not really down with the whole tanking and stuff. He's trying to, you know what I'm saying, at least win while you're out there. It's crazy. I'm actually leaning towards the Hawks here. I probably won't make a play on this game. What you got on this one, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm probably laying off too. These two teams haven't played one another yet this year, so that's kind of interesting, especially with the fact that neither of them play any defense. So this one just could be a track meet. That's why you see the total creeping upwards, almost 240 points. They played each other last year. It's been almost a year now, 11 months or so, and it was 137 to 129. So, you're going to see a ton of points. Bertans being back really helps the Wizards' offense and shooting. Obviously, we know that dude can light it up from anywhere on the court. And if Beal plays, it'll be tough for me to jump on the Hawks in this one. But if he doesn't play, I'm kind of with you. I don't want to do it, but I definitely lean towards the Hawks here because the Wizards, as bad as the Hawks defense is, man, the Wizards defense is worse. And the only thing that's keeping me from doing it is just the unknown of Beal right now and how much Bertans is going to be limited, or whether he's going to have a minutes limit or he's going to come out there and drop 30 points. It's just a lot of unknown in this one. Two bad teams. We talk about it all the time on the show. There's really no need to force anything, and with two bad teams on a 10-game slate, it's probably one you just better leave off and go to the next one, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah, and the Hawks, man, they 14th in the league in last 5 games in defensive rating. So we know that they were like the bottom seller, like 29th, 30th. You know what I'm saying, for a while there. It doesn't show like that, and their defense is still never going to show like that, even if they do play good, because they like to run so much, and the other team is going to get easy transition baskets. Especially, these two teams joining together, man. You would think it's a clear fucking over, man. I can tell you the Wizards are a clear over team. They don't want to play no defense whatsoever. They coming off a game where they let's see what they only get last year. I know it wasn't 100 with 89 points. How much they get in the last game? I didn't bet on that game, so I don't, you know what I'm saying, have any clear thoughts of it. I know Fernando is out, so they missing some. They gonna miss some low post presence. Bertans come back. Let me see, just real quick. I gotta see, man, because these boys here, 89 points. Yep, I knew it. See, I didn't even still was in like 123 to 89. Man, they only scored 89 points this game. It's offensive bounce back for the Wizards here. That over could definitely be a play, man. Two offensive teams. They're gonna be running. It's gonna be an all-star game tonight, man. That's the only way I could look, man. Let's get to the next game. We got the Pelicans versus the Knicks here. Total of 220. Open up at 225.5 up to 227.5. The line that dropped though from Knicks open at 5.5, and now the Pelicans are laying 4.5. So I know on my phone I'm seeing, you know, a lot of people starting to hop on those Pelicans. Obviously Randall is out in this spot, and looks like Morris is doubtful as well. So and still no Drew Holiday for the Pelicans. Been playing much better ball. I can't say I could only take the Pelicans in this spot. I don't care even with the line movement, but I hadn't got there yet. The Knicks are at the house, but missing Randall is definitely something big, and Morris as well. You could argue that those are their two best players by far. What you got, Jordan?
Yeah, this is going to be a night where the books are either going to make out like gangsters or they're going to get their shit handed to them tonight, because there's a ton of road favorites tonight, New Orleans being the first one that the public I think is going to be all over. So the question is which one of these road favorites are actually good and which ones are not. I think the Pelicans are probably going to be one of the good ones, just simply because even the Knicks at home right now, without their two top scorers, you're missing 30 plus, almost 35 points a game, with Randall being out for personal issues and Marcus Morris looking like he's not going to play again tonight. I'm with you. It's going to be hard for me to lay off the Pelicans tonight. I'll have to see what I end up at tonight after I finish handicapping this slate. But for me right now, out of all the small road favorites you're getting, I think that the Pelicans are probably the best one right now, and it's probably going to be the one where the public jumps on the most, though. So that scares me a little bit. But man, like, where's New York going to get offense tonight? Like, the Pelicans don't play a whole lot of defense, but they've been playing better defense as of late. They got all their guys healthy now, at least, so at least they can not be horrific defensively. Like, they come to play tonight, I don't see New York hanging with them. Like, the Pelicans are one of those teams that I think the public kind of wrote off, and they've turned a corner, kind of like the Wolves have lately. And I'm not stepping in front of them. I'm definitely not taking points with New York tonight. That's for sure. I think it's Pelicans are nothing for me in this one.
Yeah, it's Pelicans are nothing for me as well, man. And you're right, man. This is a huge public side. When I say everybody,
I feel really square saying that, but it's just, you're right.
Yeah, it's all right to be square. I mean, it's not all right to be. It's put like this: you can't just pass on a game just because we like everybody on it. I mean, I do it all the time, but it's tough. Those games cash though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the public wins. So I'm talking about to everybody out there watching. Sure. I'm talking about. I'm talking to everybody out there watching. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's, and I do this all the time. I'll be like, man, I'm staying on. I just got a crazy feel about it. And in the cash, I'll be like, damn, I should have hopped on it because you know what I'm saying. The public can be on. It could be 80% on the public. I mean, it's still cash. It's something that I like to stay away from. It just is. I have a you know what I'm saying crazy feeling about it. If anything, I might go to, but I don't blindly go the other way. But sometimes everybody sees something that look good, and I mean, it does. But sometimes you see something that looks too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? And it's nice. So I can only look towards Pelicans in this game as well. But I'm just me personally, I'm staying off of it. I'm not gonna force anything today. But I could only bet the Pelicans. That's the only way I'm looking. Like Jordan said, there's no way I'm looking at the Knicks here, especially without. I mean, it maybe even did be different if they had Morris and Randle in there. Morris is doubtful. No Randle. I mean, those are the best two players, and it's crazy to say, but it is, man. Let's get to the next game. We got the Heat versus the this Brooklyn team, man. I can only fade. I'm not betting this game, man. I can only look towards the Heat here. It's only Winslow is gonna stay out here, but the Nets are absolute fade, man. They're absolute fade. The game that I hop on the Heat, if I take the Heat here, I guarantee you, if I take the Heat here, the Nets will win. I guarantee you. I'm not betting this game, man. What you got? What you got, Jordan?
Speaking of road favorites that look a little weary tonight, I mean the Miami Heat, but the Brooklyn, I mean they're going to be a hard team to jump on tonight. I know Miami is nowhere near the team they are on the road as they are at home. We talk about that all the time. Brooklyn also dealing with a couple question marks injury-wise. Wilson Chandler, Garrett Temple, a couple of really solid role players for this team, both questionable tonight. If both those guys sit, I know you're going to see the Heat jump up to 4.5 in the spread here, just because I think once again it's just one of those road favorites that look real inviting today. But it's some of them, not all of them are going to win. Like that's what I keep telling people. You got to find the better ones, and you're going betting all four of these road favorites tonight. You're going to be in a lot of trouble, I think, tonight. And this one could be one where I might stay away too, just simply for the fact that Brooklyn at home. I mean, I went to a Nets game this year at home when I was out in New York. Like the crowd gets into it no matter who they play. It's always a pretty good environment. They always tend to get their role players playing better offensively at home. It's the road where they just crap out, and Dinwiddie's the only guy making shots. Like if those guys are like Taurean Prince, Joe Harris, and the lot, Karis LeVert's getting his minutes increased tonight. They got him back, obviously. It's just I don't think I'm laying points to the Heat tonight. I'll probably stay away from this game.
Exactly. I'm staying away as well. I mean, and the whole thing is about this one. And fuck the Nets. And I'm sorry, excuse my language, but fuck the Nets. Like some real shit. Like that's twice in a row. Two very winnable games. Spencer and Dinwiddie, all that. But like I say, if you guys and it's great, I bet you if I took the Heat today, I bet you if I took them that the Nets would get their first win in what 8 games,
Like
7 games.
yeah, 6,
No,
7 games, something like that.
I'm staying away from it. But no, my guy Jordan has a damn good point, and a lot of time, and see, 75% of the public is on Heat, and obviously anybody see this is he. I mean, he could be easy money. They really could be. The Heat are not the same fucking team on the road. They are not. This isn't a look ahead or anything. They got the Knicks next on the road as well, but they're just coming off a huge win in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was on the road as well. But before that, the Heat showed, man, I'm telling you, the teams that they didn't lost to on the road, they lost to the They only put up 100. They only put up 85 versus the Magic. They lost to the Wizards team. They lost 123 to 105 to the Wizards on the road. This Heat team did with everybody in playing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm staying away from the Heat. I mean, I know that they're a bad road team. I could still only look. I'm not looking towards betting the Nets right now. They're on my blacklist. I know they were all black. They're on my total blacklist right now. But this is another one of them road dogs with everybody on them. So I mean, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. The Heat seem like they were played. I'm staying off of it.
Real quick before we move on to the next game. You take away that Indiana win, where obviously Indiana was missing their best currently healthy player again in Malcolm Brogdon. They got smacked by Orlando. They got smacked by Washington. They barely beat Philly. They got smacked by Memphis on the road. They beat Dallas on the road. That's a big win, obviously. But then they lost to Boston. They got blown out by Boston their road game before. That's basically all their road games in the last month. And they're 2-4 against the spread in those games. And straight up, like it's just not. I can't trust them right now. You know what I mean? Like you're right. They could easily smash tonight, but I don't think I'm going to be profiting off of them if they do.
Exactly. Let's get to the next game, man. We got the Pacers here versus the Bulls. Bulls been on the absolute slide right now. They didn't look too good the last game. What they did in the first half for a little while, but the second half just got absolutely got ugly for them. They still without Wendell Carter Jr. They missing a lot right there. Markkinen is gonna play. He a little banged up, got his little ankle injury, but he's you know what I'm saying he's still gonna play. My big thing is, and Sabonis questionable here, Brogdon questionable. Obviously that's a big thing. This is a road dog, but I can tell you guys this: if there was ever a road dog here, you know what I'm saying, in the spot, I think if there was one for me to trust tonight, it would be the Pacers, man. It really would. That's the only one that I could. I know it went down to 2.5, then back up to 3 now. In some places they coming off that loss versus the Heat at the house. In my opinion, man, this is a must win for the Pacers. That's the only thing I'm gonna say, man. In my opinion, I think it's a must win. I know that the Bulls are at the house. They all 5 straight losses. The Bulls were playing really good there for you know what I'm saying. Wow, and I was riding them. Since then, they went 0-4-1 ATS. You know what I'm saying? This 5 game slated, missing Wendell Carter Jr. That's a you know what I'm saying, a little low post. That's their starting center. So I don't care who comes in. Gafford, you know what I'm saying. Thaddeus Young, they're not gonna be what he would if they would have been starting. Put like that. If they you know what I'm saying would meant something bigger than him or something, he could contribute. They would have been starting over him. It's just that simple. If there's any role favor I'll be looking at tonight, it would be your team. What you got? Jordan is Brogdon going, and I'm gonna be sitting there waiting. I'm sitting there waiting if Brogdon's in. If Brogdon's in, Pacers are they not gonna lose this fucking game. It's that simple. What you got, Jordan? And what you got in the inside info?
I don't, unfortunately, man. You're right though about this being a must-win for them because their schedule gets infinitely tougher over the next couple weeks before they get Oladipo back. So if there is one area where they need to come out and definitely get a win, it is tonight because they play Philly at home on Monday. So they got a couple days off after this game. Then they got a home and home against Minnesota. Then they start their giant road trip before they get back and Victor Oladipo comes back. And they got to go to Denver, Utah, Phoenix, Golden State, and Portland. Like some of those games aren't going to be that bad, but some of those are actually going to be really tough for them if they still really banged up and obviously without Oladipo. But you're right. I think we talked about the Pelicans being that road favorite that I was looking at. This is the only other one I think I'm looking at is the Pacers tonight. Right? You're right. I think the second we get news on Brogdon and Sabonis, if they're both in tonight, I think you have to smash the Pacers here at -3 because the line's going to go up at least a point or two once those guys get official. Because the Bulls without Wendell Carter, they're already a really bad rebounding team. I've been hitting rebounding over props against the Chicago Bulls all year, and I'm gonna try to do it again tonight. But nobody has any props listed right now because of the Brogdon and Sabonis injuries. But I mean, like they're already a bad rebounding team. Without Carter, they're going to be awful tonight on the glass. Their biggest weaknesses are against big men, and the Pacers, if they have Sabonis and Turner in there, it's going to be a bloodbath tonight against Markkinen and Daniel Gafford, who looks like he's going to start. But I mean, I love Gafford. I think he's a very athletic big man, but he's got no chance tonight. That boy is too small against Miles Turner and Sabonis tonight if he's in. So if Brogdon's in on top of that, I will be on the Pacers tonight. Yes.
Yeah, the Bulls were top of the league in defense before, you know what I'm saying? These past 5 games, they're 28th in the league in defense, these past 5. But they were fixed. They was good for a while. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't think they get it right tonight, man. It's the only thing. It's the only thing I'm gonna say. Let's get to that would be one of the road dogs that I would trust, man. Really, the only one in my opinion. Let's get to the next game, man. We got the Spurs versus the Grizzlies here, man. Grizzlies been playing phenomenal basketball, man. Phenomenal. They already beat the Spurs in their house. Then the Spurs not too long ago go to Grizzlies, and get their revenge as well. The Spurs have been. I mean, their offense, man. Spurs been balling. They covered the past 3 games. I mean the versus the Bucks up there in Milwaukee. Then they came to the house and smacked them by 22. Went into Boston, which they don't mean a whole lot right now. Went into Boston, smacked them by 15 with ease. Covered both 2 back-to-back games as underdogs, smashed them outright. Now they going back over there to Memphis. Memphis been absolutely balling. They done won 3 straight games. Covered 4 of the past 5 games. What you looking at in this one, Jordan? You going with the home team in this one?
I think so. I haven't gotten there yet. There is one big concern for me in this one, and that's how bad the Grizzlies have been against divisional opponents this year. They're giving up about 125 points against teams in their division, so that's obviously not great. But being at home and kind of turning a corner here, if I do say so myself, the Grizzlies have been, like you said, playing the best ball of the year. They still have an outside shot at the playoffs, as crazy as that sounds, which I was one of the future bets I was thinking about before the year. I still have a bet on their win total over, which is really exciting that they're starting to play really well and finally coming to fruition. But, man, the way the San Antonio looked against them in the last game is really holding me back in that. I really do like Memphis here. I think that the first half, maybe the play more so than the full game, just because we've seen time and again this Grizzlies team, like I've talked about all year, they cash the first half with ease and then they let the team, kind of claw back into it and end up losing outright during the game. So I don't know if I'm going to lay off of the full game and go with just the first half if I am on this game. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. But this Spurs team still plays zero defense. So really it's like who plays the best defense tonight? Because that's who's going to win. If the Grizzlies man up and play defense, which they have the ability to do, their front court is way better than the Spurs front court. I mean, you look at the three J's they got Jay Crowder, Jaren Jackson, and Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, that front court is really good, and this Spurs team is absolutely not going to be able to match that size or strength down low. So if you got Ja Morant getting in the paint and dishing out and making crazy layups and finishing in through traffic and hitting his shots on the outside, I mean, this Grizzlies team theoretically should win by 8 to 10 points, but it's all got to fall together for him tonight. I think that it happens though. This is the other one this is my other lean other than the Pacers that I probably will get on tonight. But I'm definitely shading more towards the first half than the full game. I think just because Memphis has been so much better in first halves at home than they have in full game, especially defensively.
You know what, man, and it's crazy because I didn't have a lot to say on this game. I really don't. I kind of do now, to be honest with you. And you make some really good points, bro. You really do make some good points. And they got 4 J's. You forgot Ja Morant. That's 4 J's that they got
all
in
the
fucking
J's.
start
We
lineup.
love the J's
Yeah,
on this program.
Huh?
So any J name we stand for on this program.
Yeah, for real though, for real. And damn, man, you kind of didn't sold me on the grid. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I had hated on the Grizzlies a lot in the season. They took some of my money. You know what I'm saying? I bet on a few games, and I can't say I do like them taking points as an underdog. They have it's crazy, like they have a whole nother like type of mentality when they're underdog. When they're favorite, it's kind of different as well. And you're right. Last time the Spurs came in there and smacked them up real good. You know what I'm saying? I was on the Spurs in that game. Like that's what I'm saying. I think that the Grizzlies in certain spots are bet against. And the Grizzlies, the Spurs came in here and smacked them by 30 points. It was 145 to 115. Hopefully the Grizzlies remember that. It's crazy because I think that the Spurs are technically, they're the older team. Fuck all that though. The spot. Look at the spot right here. You look at so I'm like, damn, let me go look at who they got next. They got the Raptors on deck. They coming out 2 huge wins. You know what I'm saying? It's either the Spurs are back or this could be a little sandwich spot. Obviously the Grizzlies, if they remember that 30-point home loss here, the Grizzlies been playing some phenomenal basketball here. The Spurs, DeMar DeRozan going back to Toronto, you know what I'm saying, the next game. That's the next Spurs game, and it's on the road. If the Grizzlies come in here pissed off, wanting revenge from a 30-point home loss, even though, and it's not even like they're a big favorite here. It's just pick -1. You know what I'm saying? If they can catch the Spurs off right here, and the Grizzlies keep playing the way they do, and they don't need to win by much. 2-point win is, you know what I'm saying, is good. That's a bucket. I might have to hop on the Grizz here.
They're
Jordan.
the better team. They're the
Spurs
deeper
could be
team.
looking ahead to the Raptors.
They're the bigger team. What's not to like about them tonight?
Yeah, when I look at that, because they both, and that's what, because they both been playing well lately. You know what I'm saying? It almost look like the Spurs can be back, but they are the much older team. The Grizzlies can match up well. They can match up well with the Spurs, and the Spurs been getting real hot lately. You know what I'm saying? They've been hitting all these damn shots. They've been hitting everything, and I like that the Grizzlies coming out there. I like that they got 30-point home loss revenge. And the Spurs, you know what I'm saying? Spurs are 5-0-1 ATS their last 6 road games, but the fact that they got the Raptors next, you know what I'm saying, knowing that DeRozan, you know what I'm saying, he already came out saying, you know what I'm saying, that he got he had like mental problems or whatever, like he had depression problems or whatever when, you know what I'm saying, when he left Toronto, all this shit getting traded. He, you know what I'm saying, he one of those type players. I think DeRozan gonna be off tonight, bro. I think he's looking ahead. To that Raptors game, man. That's a nice little angle. It'd be nice if it was Raptors back to back, if it was first game back to back, but they're gonna have a day off, but still. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty big game for them next, man. It'll be interesting to see. I'm definitely leaning towards the Grizzlies here. Definitely leaning towards them. Let's get to the next game, man. We got the Magic versus Suns here. Suns have looked absolutely terrible here. And I'm gonna tell you something. The Suns hadn't looked terrible in the first quarter and first half. They hadn't looked terrible in the first quarter and first half. It's the second half where I'm not understanding what's going on, but they just, and it's almost like the Kings earlier. They come out hot because the Suns know that they've been playing opponents that they can win against lately. You know what I'm saying? They know that they have. Before that, they had covered 4 straight games. We thought that the Suns going to be back. They were playing 6.5 back-to-back games versus the Grizzlies versus the Kings. They came out hot in both of them. I watched both of them. Then they just absolutely melted down when they cooled off, and it just seems like, you know what I'm saying? But at the beginning of the game, they was playing with momentum. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's two very important. And the Magic covered 4 of the last 5 games. The Magic look absolutely easy right here. I'm telling you this. The Magic, this is easy. It was 1 went to 3.5 for the Suns. This is gonna. The Magic already bust them up. December 4th. Bust them up 128 to 114. It's gonna be easy, right? DJ Augustine's out, and Gordon has a calf injury. So I'm telling you, and if Gordon always balls. Gordon played college at Arizona. Eric Gordon did. He always balls when he goes to Phoenix. If Gordon and Augustine are not in there tonight, I know the Suns have looked terrible. I know that the Magic defense is back. Their offense still is bad, and if you tell me they're missing their backup point guard off the bench, it's going to be tough for the Magic tonight. They can play defense all they want. It's going to be tough for them to get points tonight. I'm telling y'all. And Magic team total owner as well. They're going to need Gordon out there. And if it's Calvin Smith, he might not be 100%, but still, Augustine is ruled out for sure. I mean, well, I know he was doubtful, and then he just got ruled out. That's a pretty big deal. I'm telling you, for a team that's already not great offensively. For you to be missing your backup point, he was a starting point guard. He's a big deal, man. I'm telling you, for their team, he's one of those like Bogdanovich for the Kings. If it's a backup point guard, it's a very underrated position. You know what I'm saying? Because it low key means that because the backup point guard is in there half of the game, and they might even have him in there late in the game. And, man, I'm telling you, they missing a lot. And I know the Suns been bullshitting lately. They should get over the hump here. The Suns, they should, man. They should. And it was at 2.5, and I'm just missing it 1 to 3, down to 3.5. And if Gordon is ruled out, this bitch is going up to Suns -5, man. Could only look towards the Suns here. If Gordon's in, it is a little different. I'm waiting to see if he's ruled out. I haven't made any plays yet. Brogdon and Gordon are a couple of huge players to me today, and I'll be sitting there waiting. Only lean towards Suns. What you got, Jordan?
Yeah, I want to. This is a complete stay away spot for me. It's just I can't get a handle on either of these two teams right now. As soon as I bet on one, they lose. As soon as I fade one of them, they win. It's just like especially the Suns, man. They've been so hard to figure out. But you hit the nail on the head, man. With Gordon and Augustine potentially missing tonight. Augustine already going to miss. It looks like, and I think you're exactly right. Like without Isaac, with him being hurt too. They've had to play Augustine a lot at the shooting guard position and basically run 3 guards with him and Fultz and Fournier and then Gordon and Vucevic. And now you're telling me Gordon might be out too? You're already missing your backup power forward and Al-Farouq Aminu for the next 3 months or whatever. He's out. Like, this Magic team is strength is defense, and they're bigs, and they're missing – could be potentially missing their 2 starting forwards tonight, their backup point guard, and their backup power forward. Like, it's just not a great look to be taking points with them tonight, especially even against the Suns team that just has looked. I mean, bad at times. That's for sure. Like you said, especially in second halves, which has been the biggest question mark. It's a complete stay away spot for me. I don't even think I'm going to lay the points with Phoenix, even if Gordon's out though. Like it's just like can't trust them. Like there's 10 games late. There's no point to me. I think it's. But you're right. Like it's absolutely a spot the Suns can win by double digits here if all these guys are missing for Orlando. Because who's going to score? Like. You could what's funny is like the Suns have all their front court guys back now outside of Kamitsky. Like you can put Ayton and Aaron Baines and just flip flop them on Vucevic tonight, and he's not scoring more than 20 points. Like I mean, it's just the Magic could very easily only drop 89, 95 points in this one. So yeah, it's definitely one where maybe the team total could be the play if Gordon's out. That may be what I would actually jump on more than the spread in this one. But yeah, I think there's a reason that the spread has gone from 1 to 3.5. Like I'll just leave it at that. Like the chasing the steam has usually not a bad play. And if all these guys from Orlando are out tonight, yeah, you're definitely chasing steam. I think with the Phoenix Suns tonight.
Yeah, no, they need Gordon tonight, and even if Gordon's out there, he has to go for 30. I'm telling you, or the Magic will not get over 80 points in this game, man. Let's get to the next game. We got the Hornets versus the Jazz. Jazz here open at 13, coming down to 12. Let's see, the Hornets here. I don't know. And it seemed like a lot of points. The Jazz rolling right now. You don't step in front of them right now. Them boys rolling, and I know it. I know it kind of looked like too many points, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them smack the Hornets here by whatever the fuck they want. I'm dead, and I'm being dead serious. They can smack them by 20 or 30, but the thing about the Jazz is sometimes they come out or they'll get that lead, and then they'll they could be up by 20 at the half, start coming out playing lethargic because even though their offense is great, they can still go back to, oh, we'll lean on our defense. We'll come out. And teams, NBA 2 do this all the time. They'll get up. And you always be scared when the team gets up early. Always. It'll happen 15, 20, first half. Then they kind of get lax, especially when they're on the road where you really can't afford to do this shit because, oh, now it's a couple of shot it takes. It's a couple of missed shots from you and a couple of made shots, you know what I'm saying, or three made shots. That's what could be 4, 6, maybe even 8, 9 points if they hitting threes. Home crowd, man, you take that time out, even at that timeout, the crowd still got it. You know what I'm saying, man? The momentum is the thing. It's real big in college, but the same thing in NBA, man. These players get lax, get up by 20 in the first half, and then fuck, oh, before you know it, oh shit, now it's down to single digits. Now it's down to 4. Oh fuck, by the time then you fucked. I mean, that's where live play comes in because once you see that, you gotta hop on it. You know what I'm saying with them live plays. So I could only take the Jazz here. I said all that to say I could only take the Jazz, but I'm staying off of it because they could get up by a huge lead and you know what I'm saying, just piss it away. But they're light years better than the Hornets, man, especially at their house. The way they've been playing, as long as they don't overlook the Hornets here, this one will be ugly, man. What you got? And the under, and I'm not betting unders with the Jazz right now. I'm not betting them because even though their defense is good, the offense is absolutely roll. I'm telling y'all, they rolling right now. The boys rolling. You don't want to step in front of that freight train. What you got, Jordan, in this game?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those slates where I think you look at all the favorites and you're like, oh, they all look appealing, and that I think is for a reason, and this may be one of them. And I think the Sharps have kind of seen that, have kind of ticked this line down a little bit because 13 was way too many points when it opened. Now it's at 12, 11 and a half, a little more reasonable. But looking at a Charlotte team that's got an implied total of like 99 points tonight, like there's a very real chance they do not get over 100 if Utah comes to play, like you said. That being said, I think Utah could seriously come out and underestimate the Charlotte team. We've seen how scrappy they are. They obviously struggle to score on the road, which is a big problem when you're going up against this Utah team who's been very, very good on both ends of the court. But that being said, man, I just talked about chasing steam. Like, I may go against the steam in this one and go with the over, to be honest, because like you said, I mean, Utah, there's nothing stopping them from scoring 120 tonight. I mean, like, if they're motivated and hitting shots, there's nobody on this Charlotte team that's going to be able to slow down that offense, especially with the way they've been playing. And I could see Utah coming out and maybe laying an egg here in the first half and letting Charlotte keep it close and, get 55, 56 points in the first half. You're looking at a pretty tasty overplay if that happens. And you're looking at, if they get enough points in the first half, that's what's going to make or break an overplay on this one. That's another one of my leans today. I'm not on it officially because the steam going down 3 points really scares me because if Utah comes to play tonight on both ends of the court, you could see a game where Charlotte didn't even get to 90. So that would ruin that completely. So it might be what ends up keeping me off of this one because you don't really know how motivated Utah is going to be here after they've won all this game. You're double-digit favorites at home against a team you could easily beat regardless if you play defense tonight. So it's just really hard to predict the mindset of what the Jazz are going to be tonight because Charlotte's going to come to play regardless. It really comes down to whether or not Utah is amped up enough to shut these guys down and are hitting their shots. And if that's the case, they're absolutely covering this spread. But I really don't think I'm gonna take a shot on either side of the spreads. And this one's going to be a total play or nothing for me on this one. I'll probably will end up laying off, but that total keeps going down. And if Utah is dropping a ton of points against a Charlotte team that can't play defense tonight, that over is going to be sneaky good tonight. I'm not on it yet, but it may be one that I end up taking a look at later.
Yeah, I think you just talked a lot of people into the over, man. And Jazz are number one in offensive rating last 5 games by far, man, by far. You know what I'm saying? So their offense has been absolutely rolling. The last time these two teams played, it was 114 to 107, the Jazz. So it's 221 points. It's a pretty low total tonight, man. It could be a easy over there. Could be an easy over. But let's get to the next game, man. So yeah, my guy Jordan, he leaning towards the over. Like it opened at 212 and a half. It's down to 209 and a half now. So we got the over in that one. Then we got the next game. We got the Lakers versus the Mavs, man. Obviously, we need to see if AD is gonna play. He questionable. It was looking like he wasn't gonna even make the trip. And I mean, and honestly, I don't think they'll rush him back today. I don't think you should after that fall. I mean, you at least give him a little, you know what I'm saying, couple, at least one game rest. But and then LeBron is gonna play. Say he got a little illness or whatever. But it'll be real interesting to see if Anthony Davis is gonna play. Obviously, that's the big deal. Will it be interesting to see if LeBron can do it by himself? Porzingis still out for the Mavs. Obviously, that's a big deal for us, man. We need Porzingis out there. We didn't lost. We didn't only won two of the past 6 games. You know what I'm saying? So just took that loss to the good Nuggets team at the house. Only lost that game by one. Mavs are gonna be pissed tonight. I can't tell you that. Mavs gonna be pissed tonight. If Anthony Davis gonna be out here, I know I know that the Lakers have won 6 straight games, but you see them start those most of them games are at the house, man. The first one was versus the Blazers. Before that, the Lakers went on a little 4 game losing streak. I know they can still be good without Anthony Davis, but I mean, he the best player on their team, man. I think a lot of people would agree that Anthony Davis is the best player, biggest
Mhm.
impactful player on their team. LeBron can still do it, but the Mavs come out pissed tonight, man, which I think they will. They should be able to get it done here. If Anthony Davis sits, be interesting to see though if Anthony Davis does play. I know that the MRIs came back negative or whatever, but you know how sometimes it be he can play. Then you know what I'm saying they'll force him to play. I think it's the regular season. I think that they should sit him out, but obviously I want them to sit him out. So it's not always the same, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. What you got on this game, Jordan?
Yeah, this is crazy, but this is the fourth time these two teams have played one another this year, which is kind of nuts that we're barely into January and this is their last game against one another. But that being said, I think you're exactly right. LeBron James at 35 years old is Robin on this team because Anthony Davis is Batman, and they're on the front end of a back-to-back tonight, and I don't see them forcing him to play. Like I mean, he may want to play, but they may take a look at him and say, "AD, we have 30 wins and only 7 losses, and it's the middle of January, and this game is pretty meaningless right now. Like we need you healthy. Like you're already susceptible to being banged up, and if you're banged up, we're not going to force it. Like I don't see him playing tonight. That's just a prediction. I got no inside information on that." But if he does not play, I'm really leaning towards the under in this one. You already got Kristaps out. That's a lot of points for the Mavs that they're missing. You look at the past 3 games against one another; they've all went under. The last 2 have went under. The first one went over, but it was only a total of 217. Now you're looking at a total of 224 in their last game and in this game, with potentially missing Porzingis and Anthony Davis with 2 teams who can easily play some defense. You got the Lakers defense has looked phenomenal their last 2 games. Granted, they were against horrible opponents in New York and Detroit. But I mean, these are 2 teams that can lay the wood defensively if they really want to. And you're looking at a potential playoff preview. 2 teams that really think they have a shot to win it all this year, which I think Dallas was not. We were not looking at them that way early in the year. I think that the way Luka Doncic has been playing, you have to look at them though as a potential contender in the West, especially if they, add another piece through the before the trade deadline here in about a month. If you're looking at 2 motivated teams in a playoff style matchup, we talk about that all the time on the show. You definitely have to go with the under. You're going against the Steam, which is once again scares me a little bit. It's already ticked up 2 points, but man, if Davis doesn't play, how does either team get to a bunch of points in this one? Like you're going to need both teams at 112 or more. Basically you're looking at Dallas scoring 114 if to pay for is their implied total tonight. Like I don't see it against this Lakers defense. I really don't. If AD doesn't play, that hurts. But they still got a lot of good defenders. Like they can switch LeBron down to the 4. They got Kuzma coming off the bench. There's different options for this LA team defensively. And without Porzingis, all you got to do is trap and double team Doncic all night and force everybody else to, Tim Hardaway Jr. is the next best option. Like the Lakers have the horses to guard him one-on-one, and they could double Doncic. Like, I don't know, man. I haven't taken it yet, but this is another one where I'm leaning heavy towards the under. If Davis is out, I'm absolutely jumping on the under. I think that absolutely hurts Lakers offense more than it does defensively for them. And on the road here, where they still bring the heat defensively, but they're not as good offensively. Like 224 is a lot of points for a game that could be a playoff style matchup and could be pretty intense defensively. I don't know. I'm not there yet. But looking at their past matchups and what they've finished at points wise, and then looking at the potential missing pieces offensively for both teams tonight, I'm looking at the under or nothing. I think on this one, I'm laying off the spreads.
Yeah, don't overthink it then, Jordan. I mean, because you pretty much just, I mean, you talked me into it. I mean, I'm still waiting to see. But like you say, his first game back to
Hmm.
back, they got OKC tomorrow. He took a pretty hard fall. It wasn't looking good. I mean, he barely could fucking walk to the West Coast. I know his back. I got a bad back. I know your back hurting. So why would you
Right.
force to play here? I mean, it's not that super meaningful. You right now, you got the number 1 seed right now in the West. Why force it? You gonna take some losses. You don't want to push it to the boss to the wall. You know what I'm saying? What's call it? And if you look at it, all 3 games this year, so far went under. The first one went into overtime. So if it wasn't for that, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's
when
right.
you looking, you capping, you really had to take into account there was an under game. If it wasn't for the overtime, it was a dead under. You know what I'm saying? The other 2 games when the Mavericks beat them in LA 114 to 100, they held the Lakers to 100, and then the Lakers not too long ago, December 29th, the Lakers beat the Mavs at the house and got their revenge 108 to 95. So that mean, you know what I'm saying? That's only went to 203. If you like the under here, you might as well go ahead and get on it now because we're pretty much banking on AD not playing. That I feel if they play him tonight, the Lakers are really really forcing it. And in my opinion, I mean
Yeah.
they'll tell me a lot, man, tonight if you really about a championship. And it's not just me hoping that Anthony Davis, but just in all seriousness, why force it tonight? If anything, because in my opinion, I think that if it was me running the team, I'm gonna sit him tonight. Even though he's making the road trip, I'm gonna sit him tonight and tomorrow versus OKC. Even though the MRI went negative, that just means ain't nothing major fucked up. You still gonna have muscle inflammation, all that. I mean, they can force it if they want, man. AD is already a fragile player. They could do what they want, man. I hadn't made a play on this game yet. Once I see the final reports, like I said, I'm going to set the parlay spots, man. I got all my stuff ready. I'm finna be in there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, gassed up like a broke stove, boy, in the car. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother situation. But yeah, if AD's out, the under will be a great look, and the Mavs will be a damn good look, man. They'll be the even up the series here at the house off a home loss to the full strength Nuggets, and well without Bard. You know what I'm saying? I think Millsap says as well, but still they end up getting the job done, man. And the Mavs, they're gonna be pissed here at the house. So if they can beat them, man. I know Porzingis still tough, but the Mavs want this one. Trust me, they pissed after that Nuggets game. I'm telling you, y'all want my inside info? The Mavs are fucking pissed right here. I'm telling you. So the AD kind of play might matter. Have pissed Mavs are. we'll see, man. Got 2 more games. We got the Bucks versus the Kings here, man. I think what Bagley, was some injuries about this one as well. I think it's Bagley might not play in this game. I'll tell you guys one second. You got some on this one, Jordan? Where I get it? Where I get all my shit pulled up? I was
I
looking.
don't.
It's crazy because
No,
I know that the Bucks they 0-4 ATS last 4. That's one thing I did say. When I'm looking at the Bucks trends, it's all fucking cold shit right now. I mean, 0-4 ATS last 4 is a favorite. 0-4, obviously, well, all of them been a damn favorite. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been playing the same. They still on the road here. You know what I'm saying? They got the Portland Knicks. They could come out here and absolutely smack the Kings. I'm not a big fan of them. They definitely get out coached here, but I want to break you off with those injuries, man. What you got on this one, Jordan?
Yeah, I got nothing on this one. Real quick, I know Bagley's officially questionable, but he's missed the last 3 or 4 games, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him sit out again. And then obviously Rashawn Holmes
Oh,
has
okay.
already been ruled out, I think. So
Exactly.
yeah, you got
Exactly. That's what it
officially two
was.
starting.
That's what it was. Jordan Holmes,
Yeah,
Holmes and Bogdanovich out for the Kings.
yeah, and
Holmes is a big.
Bogdanovich, yeah,
He their
and
starting
Bogdanovich is
sitter.
already out. So yeah, you're playing with fire if you're taking points with the Kings tonight if Bagley doesn't play. That being said, like we talk about this all the time, like not all of these home or not all these road favorites are going to cash tonight. There are going to be some that do not hit. And man, you said it. The Bucks just haven't looked the same. They're not crushing teams like they were 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I mean, so the Kings they're hitting shots. They get guys. You know, I mean, it's possible they could cover this, but I'm not stepping in front of either of these teams to be honest. In this spot, I think the spread's pretty sharp. Depends on what happens with Bagley, but then again, like Sacramento has absolutely zero front court depth in this game with all those guys out, especially if Bagley misses. So Bucks could easily come in and have a get right spot here. So I'm laying off this one.
Exactly. Yeah, it should be a good right spot. In theory, they should blow the shit out of them, man. But like I say, it's one of those huge. It's a Friday night home game. It's gonna be crazy. You right, man.
Hmm.
It's how many home favorites? How many road favorites? Is
We got like
one,
4 or 5 today.
2, 3, 4. It's 4 of them. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see only. I wouldn't be a bit. So I really hope that only the Pacers would really only cool. That's the best one I think on the
Yeah,
slick
one or
on the
two of them
road.
are
That's the
gonna
only
lose
one.
for
That's the only
sure.
one that I would feel
Yeah,
comfortable with
yeah.
tonight on the road. That's the only fucking way. That's the only one. Do what you want. Do what you want with it. Warriors versus the Clippers. Clippers minus 13 and a half. They want to. It's another one, and they're at the house. They're at the house. What, Paul George not sitting here, so it's not gonna be in here this one. I want everybody in. The Clippers are one of those things. And hold on, Leonard questionable. I mean, I think Leonard gonna play. It say official questionable, but we'll see. Green is gonna play for Draymond. We know they play a little bit. Russell questionable is here as well, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan Wright, is he
Yep.
all the way ruled out, or is he still questionable?
No, I think he's game time decision tonight. From what I hear, I think he might play.
Yeah, and that no play on me right now. I mean, I know it's early, but I know I didn't have anything on the game. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't have anything on it. It's time to get up out of here, man. Jordan, I know you just got leans right now, but what you thinking about? I know we thinking about the Pacers, man. I think we should go ahead and make Pacers official together, bro. I think we should.
Yeah, I might end up. The problem is, I'll run through my plays real quick, but the problem is I did the same thing 2 nights ago with the Pacers, and I jumped on them before the Brogdon news hit, and that was a mistake. So I don't think I'm going to make that mistake again. I'm going to wait until I hear officially on them before I jump on them, because I saw the line move and I was like, oh, he's definitely in. And then 20 minutes later he gets ruled out. So I'm not doing that again. But you're right. That's of the leans today that I have. Indiana's absolutely the best one. And then I kind of leaning towards New Orleans, but I may end up laying off that one and just riding with the one road favorite tonight. And then I'm definitely leaning towards the under in that Lakers Dallas game, and those are probably my 2 strongest leans of the day right there. Those two. The over in Charlotte, Utah is another one that I might end up hopping on, but I probably limit it to either two of those 3 tonight are probably going to be it right now.
Exactly. And Brogdon and Gordon are the two that I'm waiting on today, man. I can't tell you. Brogdon's in. I'm on Pacers for sure. One quick question I did want to ask you. Do you think that the Pacers can get it done even without Brogdon tonight?
Oh man, that's tough. Yes, they can, but they're going to need Sabonis in there, because I think the biggest advantage they have over Chicago right now is their front court. I think Sabonis, if he's in again, which he was obviously played last game, he's still a little banged up. If he's in there, I might still jump on the Pacers here, just because with Wendell Carter out, like I said earlier, man, this Chicago front court is going to be absolute trash tonight. I think Indiana's going to dominate them in the paint and on the boards. If they're not getting second chance opportunities, it's over for them tonight. So I think Brogdon may be the secondary injury to Sabonis, but it's close. I mean, it's tough for me to say, but I really need both those guys to play to feel confident about it. If one of them sits, especially if Sabonis sits and Brogdon plays, I think that makes it really tricky. But if Sabonis plays and Brogdon sits, may still end up being good, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm not making a move until I hear officially this time. I made that mistake once this week already. I'm not doing it again.
I got you. Yep. Brogdon in. I'll be on the Pacers, and if Gordon's out, that one's gonna get ugly, man. That's it for today, man. We'll be back on Monday. Won't be a show tomorrow. My guy Junior. Y'all prayers up for my guy Junior, man. He'll be back on Monday. He said he should be back on Monday. No show tomorrow. We'll see you guys on Monday, man. Thanks for coming to Jam with J Money. We out.